What is up, guys? NYKF31 here, bringing you a little post E3 wrap up as far as the sports games are concerned. I'm using um, my Madden 15 offline fantasy drafted CFM as the backdrop here. I'm pretty much retired for the year from the competitive head to head online league scene. It's been a good run. I'm in the playoffs in the one league that I'm still left that needs to be played. And after that, I'm pretty much done. Not pretty much done. I am done. Burnt out. I'm never doing four online leagues ever again. Two, three at the very most. You're talking four leagues that all went at least 5 seasons. So you do the math. 16 games every regular season, deep playoff runs every season, playing quality competition, quality sim competition that makes you use your brain and execute, drafting every offseason, free agency, putting your roster together, gets draining. So, last month and a half, we're just going to chill with some offline fancy draft CFM. So, on to the games. We will start with football first. I'm not going to repeat myself very much regarding Joe Montana 16. I've made my thoughts clear on that. Link to that video below if you haven't heard that. I've moved on. What I'm not going to do, I'm not going to tell you guys out there what to do. That's not my place. It's not my place to tell you to support the product. It's not my place or anyone's place to tell you what to do with your consumer dollar. It's not my place to tell you what videos to make, what videos not to make, who to support, who not to support. That's your decision. I just hope that this whole thing served as a cautionary tale, and if you do decide to continue supporting that effort, you do it with your eyes more open. Madden 16, the response has been good. The response has been very good. Like what I see as far as the couple of things that I've really been interested in is first and foremost, and I've been on this drumbeat pretty much all year, is the Infinity Engine being cleaned up, getting all of this ugly twisting and mishmashing of bodies, especially along the front seven, out of the game. That looks a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner from the video footage that I've been able to see of people playing the game. The wide receiver DB action looks very nice. Sim Ball Critic posted a nice video on his channel showing Joe Hayden doing some work downfield, and also on the gameplay. I'm not as concerned about the spec catch wide receiver going crazy as I was initially earlier in the year. I have no problem with the guys who should be doing those things downfield in a one-on-one situation, having a chance at the ball and making contested plays on the ball, even if they're in a crowd. Again, at least having the chance to compete for it. And the elite guys like your Julio Jones, your Calvin Johnson, your Brandon Marshalls, who are known for that type of play, that type of competitiveness for the football in the air downfield, be able to do that. I haven't seen ham and egg receivers being able to just trick their way down the field with one-handed spec catches. I would have liked to have seen the developers talk more about the under the hood AI workings, the improvements that they made to player logic, the improvements that they made to giving users more user friendly controls as far as offensive and defensive adjustments, defensive especially. From what I've been able to read, they've copied finally the APF 2K8 layout or the 2K football layout of being able to, with a couple of button clicks, click on a position group like your linebackers or DBs, and then assign an adjustment to a guy without having to individually cycle through each defender. I've been begging for that for a while as well. One of the things that I've always been able to do in 2K football is if I wanted to create a combination coverage, half man on one side of the field and say a cover two soft look on the other, I can get that done in 3 button clicks. In Madden, not really. The most I can really do is if I'm going up against a trips formation, and I can basically man up the solo side wide receiver, and that's really all I have time to accomplish. I really like that being added to the game, and I really wish they stressed stuff like that more. I feel like they're really beating people over the head with these wide receiver DB dynamics, which are very important, but they left out so much information that I felt was very meaningful and would have really educated the community a bit more. Will there be flaws? Of course. Will there be something that's OP'd that the nerds will be able to find and crack? Yes. Will the game need a patch? I can guarantee you the game will need a patch. You can take that to the bank. NBA 2K15, which is an excellent game, that game needed not one, not two, not three, not four, in my best LeBron voice. Well, yeah, they needed four. They needed four patches for that game. So that's the nature of the beast that we live in. These games, they always have release day patches and a couple of patches within a few months of when they're released. So you can expect that. That's going to be a given. But overall, the community feedback to the game, from what I've seen, has been pretty good. So we will see what develops down the road. Alrighty, up next, basketball. NBA Live. NBA Live 16. A lot of buzz. A lot of buzz behind what NBA Live delivered. Now let's get this out of the way. Do I expect NBA Live 16 to be better than NBA Live? NBA Live. Do I expect NBA Live to be better than NBA Live? Do I expect NBA Live 16 to be better than NBA 2K16? No, I do not. Do I think NBA Live 16 is going to do enough or show enough to make people say, huh, you know what? I'll give this a shot. Yes, I think they succeeded in that. And the game did need to do that. They needed to show enough of a visual and gameplay upgrade over, well, certainly 14 and also 15, obviously, to show people that there's a direction that makes sense. And I think they've done a good job of doing that. And I think people are going to give them a shot as a result. They're still going to play NBA 2K16. 2K16 is still going to be the deeper and better game, but Live has gotten people's attention. And that's a victory for them in and of itself. Soccer. FIFA versus PES. PES versus FIFA. This is really exciting. And I think this is the best example of what competition does. They're both feeding off of each other. What PES is weak at, FIFA is very good at, and vice versa, and they're both drawing upon each other's strengths. PES right now is the game that I'm playing the most. I love PES 2015, and the PES 2016 trailer was bananas. It was it was really good, really impressive, and the gameplay looks really good. PES's gameplay is fantastic, but they lack some of the control smoothness and responsiveness of FIFA. They lack FIFA's presentation. They lack FIFA's visuals. They've also lacked FIFA's licenses as far as league and team likeness is concerned. But as PES has built a following, and as it's grown, it's gotten more and more over the years, and this year is no different. They have more licenses than they had in the previous games. And FIFA's not a bad game at all. I actually impulse bought FIFA 15 finally because I really wanted to do a in-depth comparison between the two. And it's not a bad game. It was actually tactically a little bit more deep than I thought it would be, but it pales in comparison as to PES's tactical depth. It also lacks PES's build-up play. FIFA is more of a, how can I describe this? FIFA feels more like hockey being played on a soccer field as far as pace goes and as far as the speed and the flair of the individual players. PES is more of a team build up game where you can certainly use your star players, your dominant top class players, but it pays to use them within the structure and flow of a team system. FIFA, like I said, it has deeper tactical play than I gave it credit for originally, but FIFA leans towards being more of a game of, you know what? I got Cristiano Ronaldo and you don't, I win type of affair. But what is FIFA doing? They're adding deeper tactical elements to the game. Again, they're drawing from the strengths of their competitor, and PES is doing the same thing, and that's great for those two games. And I'm also intrigued by the women's teams for this reason. I want to know if I can take the women's teams online and play against the men's teams. That is something that it would really be fun for me. I would get a great kick at taking the U.S. women's national team and beating Barcelona. That'd be great fun. I would find that really amusing. The the online rage potential would be off the charts. That'd be very funny. Now, lastly, NHL. I gotta admit, I don't really know too much about this franchise over the past few years. I haven't played an NHL game since NHL '97, back when Joe Sakic, Forsberg, Patrick Waugh were in their primes. I believe Sakic was on the cover of that game, and I played that game on PC. So maybe you guys who follow that series more closely than me can educate me on that game and what you guys think about it. But those are my thoughts on the sports games from E3 this year. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Now, as far as my channel is concerned, with the Madden Online League season for me coming to an end, I'll still be posting stuff like this from my offline fantasy draft CFM. Georgia Tech Offline Dynasty will still be alive and kicking. APF 2K8 season mode, NBA 2K My League. I'm also going to start previewing the upcoming NFL season and doing that by uploading all 22 coaches' film of these teams and how I feel like they're going to look schematically, offensively, and defensively for this upcoming year. So be on the lookout for that. And also be on the lookout for your resident schematic YouTube sim community football genius debuting in the SFL League as a defensive coordinator for the DC Dragons this weekend. Shameless plug for myself. I'm happy to be a part of that league, even in that capacity. They have a really good thing going. If you haven't checked them out, you can find their channel on YouTube as well as on Twitch. They do a really good job with putting together a fun league. It's something different, and it's really well done. I encourage you to check it out. I think you'll greatly enjoy viewing it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.